There's just one thing that you need to hear that will change how you look at weight loss forever. Hi, my name's Alex Murphy, and if we haven't met before, I'm an absolute expert in helping everyday CrossFit members to change their beliefs around food and their body image so that they can lose weight and keep it off and ultimately live a life with incredible body confidence that they've always dreamed of. I've been doing this for over 8 years now, and if you're new to my channel, highly recommend that you drop a subscribe below and share it with anyone that you think needs to hear this. My aim is to give you some of the best ideas, tools, and tricks, and ultimately upgrade your thinking so that you can start this weight loss journey by yourself. If you ever feel like you need me to help you to that next stage at some point, I'd love to welcome you into the Virtue Health community. Now, back to this idea that I was going to share with you. Mentor told me this a long time ago, and it instantly stuck with me because I knew that this is a business lesson that again applies to the health and fitness world so closely. He said to me, part of you loves the idea of being stuck. It's who you are, it's who you've been for the past few years. A lot of you have built your identity around it. Now, he said this to me at a time where I was really struggling with my business. In fact, that's what I'd hired him to help me with. And I was always coming to him with problems, things that were difficult, and I was just saying, hey, this isn't working. And he said to me that part of you loves to feel stuck. It's part of what feels familiar to you. It's part of what feels close to your identity. For years, you've identified as a business owner who's stuck, not being able to grow and go to that next level. And it changed something inside of me to realize, okay, anytime I don't feel like I'm stuck, anytime I feel like I'm solving problems and making progress, it's a threat to my identity. And it's the same thing when it comes to weight loss. Part of you loves feeling stuck in a body that's overweight, not fitting into the clothes that you want, hiding in group photos, not taking any pictures on your holidays. Part of you feels really comfortable with that identity. So when you start going to the gym more, when you start eating differently, when you start having less alcoholic drinks, a part of your identity feels threatened by that. It spoke to me so clearly because what we do inside our coaching program isn't just teaching people what foods to eat. It's actually helping them upgrade their thinking and their identity so that they can outwork their old beliefs and identity. So if that makes sense to you, if you're thinking to yourself, yes, that sounds like me. I never feel like I'm good enough for the results that I'm getting. I've always labeled myself as the overweight friend or whatever it is. This is for you. This is the day that everything changes when you start to realize it's not about counting calories and chicken and protein and all that shit. It's about changing who you are and what you believe about yourself. And I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. First thing, get out a pen and paper. You're going to break yourself into all the different identities that you have. For most people, this looks like personal, as in who you are with your family, professional, who you are in your workplace, and social, who you are with your friends. If you wear other identities like coach, business owner, athlete, all these things can be applied, but it's important to regulate all the different identities that you hold dear to yourself. Put them out on a paper, label them. It could be like Sophie the athlete, Sophie the mum, Sophie the business owner, whatever it is to you. Put your identities down on paper. Bear with me, this next step gets a little bit complicated. For each of those identities, you're going to go past self, present self, future self. And you're going to write down 3 things about each of them. So in the past self, you're going to write down your self-esteem, how you felt about yourself, your self-knowledge, what you know was true about yourself at the time, and your social self, how other people viewed you in that world. So for the past self, you'll have self-esteem, self-knowledge, social self. You're going to write everything you know about that person, everything that that person felt about themselves at the time, how you feel about that person back then. You're going to do the same thing for yourself in the present and the same thing for yourself in the future. So mapping out, okay, who do I want to become in the future? What do I look like as a mom in the future? What do I look like as a business owner in the future? What do I look like as a professional in the future? How do I want to feel about myself when I get to that position? How will others view me? This is a part of a process called the self-concept, and we do it with all our clients in the first 4 weeks of them working with us, because it's not about calories and protein, it's about changing your identity and beliefs. The reason that self-concept is so powerful is it helps you uncover what was wrong in the past, i.e. the beliefs that you had, the identity that was holding you back. A really common example of this is being told to finish your plate all the time or you couldn't leave the table as a child. That's certainly an experience I had, and now guess what I really struggle with? Not finishing my plate of food and clearing it, even when I know I've overeaten and I'm already full. So it can help you uncover small behaviors and beliefs that you didn't even realize were there, and actually help you identify where they've come from. If you had a family who were big on food as a reward and punishment, that'll be why your relationship with food is in such a mess right now. And that's the area you need to start in. Because counting calories is going to work up until a point, but you will never outwork your relationship with food. You will never outwork your relationship with yourself. Go back and look for the clues as to what behaviors and beliefs have brought you to where you are now. And then the future self. This is your aspirational goal setting. We talk about this all the time, but it's important to have someone to aim for. If you've heard that Matt McConaughey speech he gave when I think he won an Oscar or something, he was always talking about who inspires you, who do you look up to? And he says, me 5 years from now. And do you know who that person looks up to? Me 10 years from now. And that person looks up to me 20 years from now. So it's about setting these milestones and bigger achievements for yourself 5-10 years at a time. That long-term vision might sound really scary, but it just shows a ton of maturity. So the self concept is a bit of a deep dive. When you take past, present, and future self with all those subcategories that we mentioned, you're going to do that for your different identities. Maybe it's you as a coach, maybe it's you as a business owner, maybe it's you as a parent or a friend. Doing that for all your different identities helps you achieve multi-levels of success. And what we're talking about here is not just weight on a scale, not just more body confidence, but it's how you show up in the workplace. It's how your family feel about you. It's how you feel about yourself. Those are the metrics of success that we really care about inside our program. Body weight and number on the scale is just a measure to get us to that bigger goal. So if this video does nothing else for you, I just hope it changes your perspective. Instead of waking up this Monday and thinking, gosh, got to start counting my calories again, got to start going for more steps, start thinking it to, I get to do this. This is what I want to do. This is part of who I am and who I want to become, and watch how much easier that makes weight loss for you. So like I said, if that was powerful or changed your insight or changed your perspective in some way, I'd love to know. If you could let me know in the comments, that always is appreciated. I read every single one of them. And if you liked what you heard here today, consider subscribing and sharing this with a friend who you think might benefit or find it interesting. See you next week.